They're off. Racing away, the journey is 1.5 miles in the Lomeran Queensplay Glorious Stakes at Group 3 level. In the white cap, it's Kamari. He strides on up the hill under Frankie Dettori to lead early on. The gallop, though, fairly steady. Max Vega in the red silks chasing in second place. Light blue and black stripes there for Fancy Man's rider. Sean Levy positioned in third. And then Rebels Romance to the inner of Regal Reality as they go around Oak Tree Corner now. From the red cap, Global Storm further back, with the previous winner Desert Encounter second to last. And in yellow and red colours, Tom Marquand has John Leaper at the rear of the field. Out in front, though, it's Kamari, who sets a steady tempo, leading by a length and a half, perhaps, to Fancy Man to the inside black sleeves and cab. Then Max Vega in third place under Rob Hornby. Regal Reality next, sharing out that fourth place with Rebels Romance. A couple away to Global Storm. Then Desert Encounter under Jim Crowley, and John Leaper still remains at the back of the field. They begin to climb over on the far side. It is Kamari. Kamari a length and a half to Fancy Man and Max Vega second and third. And Rebels Romance and Regal Reality the next two, ahead of Global Storm and Desert Encounter, and John Leaper still waited with at the rear. We're about to take this downhill corner back towards the home straight shortly, racing towards the final five, and it's Kamari trying to lead it out. Shows by 3 parts of a length from Fancy Man and Max Vega, then Regal Reality and Rebels Romance. Global Storm behind him, then Desert Encounter and John Leaper. As up the home run, they're about to head towards the final half a mile at the Glorious Stakes, and it's Kamari looking to kick on from the front under Frankie, leads a length or so to Fancy Man in second. Max Vega pushed along in third. Regal Reality next in fourth. Also been driven now is Rebels Romance, and then Global Storm. Desert Encounter trying to move through the field. John Leaper under pressure in the final place. They head down towards the final quarter mile. Still Kamari the one to get by from Fancy Man and Max Vega. Regal Reality challenging, and so too now Rebels Romance, who's looming up a big threat to the outside. Rebels Romance trying to get level with Kamari, and now moves into the lead. Fancy Man behind those in third, then Max Vega, Desert Encounter and Global Storm. Kamari fighting on. Rebels Romance just a fraction in front. Rebels Romance now by a length. Rebels Romance from Kamari. Rebels Romance going to win the Glorious Stakes from Kamari and Fancy Man. Then Global Storm, John Leaper, Max Vega, Desert Encounter and Regal Reality.
Never in doubt, was it? Odds-on favourite wins. It was obvious. William Buick, Charlie Appleby, Godolphin, a 1-2 for Appleby, because the Dettori-ridden pace to Kamari has pushed him all the way to the line. And yes, it was decisive enough by a length in the end, but it wasn't cosy. Third, and a pretty good run from Fancy Man. You wonder whether he was quite letting himself down on the ground. Fourth was Global Storm, and fifth was John Leaper, never nearer, ahead of Max Vega and Desert Encounter, who travelled but didn't really find. Rebels Romance it is that has won the Lomeran Queensplay Glorious Stakes. Another winner for William Buick at this Qatar Goodwood Festival, James Millman.
Yeah, and he's on the right one. The Kamari, the unlikely leader. I think James Doyle couldn't get Global Storm to go in the early stages, which meant that Frankie had a really easy time of it up front, and he's ridden that horse to perfection in defeat. I think the winner's by far the best, but Frankie nearly stole it on the front end, going very nice, steady fractions.
They were all rather up and down on the spot, I thought, in the last furlong or so.
Yeah, your choice, Fancy Man. He's on a cracker. I think the ground was just too quick for him, but he's a very honest individual. He really did try all the way to the line. Desert Encounter, I thought he was going to sneak into a place, but second run back from an absence. He's 10-year-old now. He got a bit tired, and John Leaper actually straight on past a few in the closing stages, just him stepping back up to the mile 6, perhaps for the Ebor, will be perfect for him.
Yeah, I think he could run quite a nice race in the Ebor. He's just a bit, in the nicest possible way, of a galumpher, isn't he?
Yeah, he's awkward. He doesn't give his jockeys an easy time, and then when the pace was pretty steady, he was keen and not really giving Tom Marquand much up. You can just see there he's just latching on to the back of Global Storm, and Frankie on Kamari's got it very easy. And in the end, because the pace was steady, our winner's potentially stuck in a bit of a pocket, and that might be why he hasn't picked up as impressively, because William Buick's had to negotiate his way out in the home straight.
But you know, if Frankie Dettori is on a talented horse and is getting an unharried time of things on the front end, there is every likelihood that said horse will be right there at the business end of the race.
Yeah, most definitely. He's given him a cracking ride, taking advantage of that easy lead. You can just see those two directly in behind him. Max Vega and Fancy Man are keen enough. old Regal Reality is a bit closer than what perhaps he normally is. The sprint finish didn't really see him to best effect, so he had to work too hard in the closing stages. And William Buick here is just a little bit keen in 5th place because they are really walking as they go up the hill.
Yeah, Ryan Moore was trying to use all his kidology to get Regal Reality to put his best foot forward. You're absolutely right. It's an upside-down race for him. He needs a race to peel away.
He's got to overtake one without asking him to overtake one. And when it's a bit of a sprint finish, they have to just try too hard, those quirky characters. And I think you can probably actually upgrade the winner in fairness, because the nature of the race meant he wasn't the best place, and William can see that, and he wants to get him out into the centre of the track just to ensure he does get a clear passage on the run to the line, but doesn't mean he loses a bit of momentum, and he gets a little bit outpaced here at this stage when Frankie quickens.
Frankie Dettori just asking Kimari for a little bit more, and it was at this point where I was getting mildly excited for Fancy Man, and I thought, well, there's no reason why you shouldn't just pick up Kimari.
Oh, yeah, it looks like he is going to claim Kimari for sure. At that same point, John Leaper then gets outpaced and completely becomes a little bit detached. So strong run, mile 6 might be exactly what he wants. This is where the winner's just starting to come out on top. And I think Buick always knows he's going to get there. Look, he's not even really for a good few strides going for maximum. He joins Kimari. And in the end, it was a bit of a cosy success in that final half furlong, as Fancy Man just doesn't really find off this ground, which is certainly quicker than what he really likes.
All right then, success. And in the end, drawing away a little close home. For Rebels Romance, another Dubawi, another one that Charlie Appleby has gelded to good effect. William Buick riding this horse to Group 3 success. And not a day has gone by at Goodwood this week without a Buick success.
That's been a good meeting, and he's just riding fantastically well. What was it? 10 days ago, a roll of 8 in a row. Newmarket, a 5-timer, first 3 at Sandown on the Wednesday night. He's just riding exceptionally well.
Must have taken you back.
I wish I could have 8 winners in a season, never mind in 2 days.
All right, there's a last look at the head-on then. It's a 1-2 for Godolphin, and Niall can brush up those SPs.
6 on the week for William Buick. Charlie Appleby's flying along. A Rebels Romance is 1. The Queen's Plate. Stamina clearly is a strong point. I'll tell you the result up. Dave Nevison alongside me. And he looked in trouble for a while. That's what he done to Fred Archer, but he just keeps lengthening away.
He does. Lengthening away, I think, might be a bit generous to him. Look, he's a horse who's got his form back over these sort of trips. The market told us he was expected to. He beat his stablemate, who's a good yardstick as well. And there was a few old favourites or old familiar horses in the press, but I don't know whether this was the strongest of race, hence it being odds on really, but he's obviously a much more reliable proposition than he's been recently. But these sort of real races full of really exposed types don't massively appeal as betting mediums to me, and certainly not odds on. But much debate after the race with John Leaper staying on and passing half the field seemingly